All right. Welcome to Unfiltered. This is a side note. Words are just words, but words have power. You can hear the right words at the right time, and they can absolutely change your thoughts, change your perspective, and in the long run, they could change your whole life. In Psalms 27, David says, "Even though an army encamps around me, my heart will not fear. Even though war breaks out against me, even then I will be confident." In the famous psalm of all time, Psalm 23, David says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Another version says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing." And then it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil." Why? Because you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Another version says, "Even if I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, because you are with me." The words that you listen to and the words that you speak on a daily basis will make or break you. When I read that years ago, I was thinking, how in the world can David say that even if an army encamps around him, even if war breaks out against him, how can he say, "Even then will I be confident"? And I realized something. He was speaking words of faith, and it was encouraging him. And the other thing he was doing is he was not analyzing and being overwhelmed by everything he was facing. He was analyzing and being encouraged by God, because God is with him. That was the words coming out of his mouth. When you are faced with a problem, when you have a struggle, when something is going on in your life, what are the words coming out of your mouth? Because if you speak those words long enough, they will change your perspective. They will change the way you think. They will literally mold and shape you in a different manner. The mind is an organic computer. It is a muscle. And you have to program it to think a certain way. If you are thinking thoughts of fear, then you're going to have to reprogram the way that you think to think thoughts of faith and confidence. And a lot of that comes from the words that you speak. Do you speak words of love and encouragement, or do you speak words that are harsh and abrasive and critical? Do you uplift the people around you by the words that you speak, or do you beat them down and put them down? What do you say about yourself? Do you speak words of love to yourself and about yourself? Do you speak words that you have worth, or are the words that you speak about yourself more like self-hatred? Many, many years ago when I read that, I was very, very bound with anxiety. And everywhere I went, I was afraid. And so I thought to myself, if David spoke that word, he made this confession, even if a war breaks out against me, even then I will be confident. Even then, if an army encamps around me, my heart will not fear. I will not be afraid. So I made my own confession. Even when I was deeply bound in anxiety and scared everywhere I went. And my confession was this: I am not afraid because I am not alone. I am not afraid because I am not alone. I am not afraid because I am not alone. And even when I would go out and I still had anxiety and my chest was caving in and I was starting to tremble, I would speak these words, and these words began to reprogram me. They began to change the way I think. Instead of focusing on what I was facing, I was focusing on my Father. And I lived my life like a child, holding the hand of my Father every step of the way and looking to Him for everything. I am not afraid because I am not alone. It's not because I don't face circumstances that intimidate me at times. It's not because what I am facing is nothing. It is, but greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. And if God is for us, who can be against us? Yes, we face opposition. Yes, we face hard times and stressful situations. We face resistance. But the God that we serve, our Father, He is stronger than anything that we face. And instead of letting your mind run wild and stress and being overwhelmed, then you allow yourself to have a numbness in your mind. You embrace the peace of God and you speak, you know what? I am not afraid. Why? Because I am not alone. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. He is not describing something pleasant. He is describing walking through hell. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. All hell is breaking loose, but I am not alone. And because I am not alone, I am not afraid. Whatever you are facing today, rise up. Let the words coming out of your mouth be those of faith and not of fear. I am not afraid because I am not alone. Have a wonderful day.